This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this live pop-up trading session. Let's jump right in. Please, as you always know, interrupt me at any time if you have some questions. I'm just going to go over this account and provide some trade ideas and put on a couple trades, make some adjustments and so forth. So just jumping in, this is a trade we put on in the euro. You can see that this is about 60, almost 67% up. So we're going to try to take this off right now to see if we can get filled and see there. So we're sending that, and then we're going to jump over here. You can see this this natural gas that we put on last week is doing okay. It's basically it's up about 7%, so pretty flat. This this NQ is not doing too great. It's down about 50%. We'll take a look at that here in a second. This RTY is not doing too great. We'll look at that in a second as well. We got this this corn, the ZC. This looks like this is doing pretty well. It's up about 72%. So we're going to look to take that off as well right now and see if we can get filled. We're just going to put this in as a balance, and so we're going to send that. All right, so that corn got filled right away. We're going to look to see if we have the hedge on the corn hedge and see if it's still worth anything to be able to take off. And it's still worth about 5 cents if it's these things are really wide. So let's see if we can get, you probably have to do it by increments of 5. But anyway, I guess not. Should have went up a little higher. Should have went to the 10. But anyway, got filled on that. So it took the position off and the hedge. And then we had this IWM position on. And I just noticed this yesterday that this IWM, and I haven't had a chance because it's been running my fund and so forth. I haven't had a chance to look at this, but I noticed that this is crazy high here. It's at the 40 delta, and the put side is at a 13 delta. So I think this is way too high. I believe this could have been a rollout. So I'm going to wait until 45 delta, but I'm going to make a little adjustment here. And the adjustment I'm going to make is take this back down about 35 deltas. So that's going to move it about 2 points, and it's looking like here. So what I'm doing is just doing a full roll away. I'm moving this here, moving that here, there, and it's going to cost me $19 plus fees and commissions, about $21 if I can get filled at that. So just sent that, and we're going to, it's saying the mid is saying 17, which is probably not true. So because I should have got filled already, but let's try, since it's jumping around, let's try 20, see if we'll get filled, and that's going to be about $23 that we need. All right, so we need $23 on this IWM, and we're going to buy this back and sell this. This is a 3-point wide spread on the put side, and we're going to go up, and we're going to see if we can get that at the 20 delta here. And that's not going to do it at the 20 delta. I don't believe we needed, did I say $23? I already forgot. When you forget, you can just go and do a similar order. Make sure you put it at the price that you did it at. And so we need about $25. All right, so I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to do, this is just a roll up to finance that full roll away that we just did. So I just went to the let's try the 2210 3 points wide and hit review here, and that's pretty close. So I'm going to have to go inside the expected move a little bit. So the 27 23, I can go as high as the 25 delta. Something is off there. That is, all right, so I can't do it that one. I'm going to go to the 24 and do 3 points wide. So there we go. We got the 27. So now we're getting at 25. I need to get filled at this. But the RTY, I mean, the IWM is not down too much. So let's see if we can get filled on that. We'll let that bake for a second. All right, so the next thing I wanted to look at was this NQ that it was 50% off. Let's look at that with 31 days to go. Is probably the call side that's an issue. All right, so that's a 33, and which is okay. I mean, which is in our red zone, obviously. And this is a 13. So let's just see how much it would cost to move that just a tiny bit, right? So I think this is already very good. So let's just see if we bought this back, move that. That's 20 points. If we moved it 10, how much would that look like? That wouldn't be too bad. But you can't move this in concert on the TastyWorks platform. This is a 30-point wide spread. So it's a 15, and the 15 is a half, so they don't let me do that. So unfortunately, I would have to move this twice. I mean, I would have to buy it back and then move it. So for example, if I try to do this in concert and send this, they will deny this trade. See, it got rejected. I would have to have these whiffs, as I've been talking about, the whiffs of the spread the same. So the only way I would be able to do this if I move this and I sold, this is 30 points wide. So I would have to go something like this to be able to do it. And that would cost me, it's not too bad, about $35 if I did that right. And I believe I did. So I believe I can get that on the other side. So let's send that. It's one contract. So now you see it didn't get rejected because I have this is 30 points wide, this is 30 points wide, and that's 30 points wide. And we are a little, let's try 40 points, see if we can get filled. We're gonna need $37 now. They're gonna completely rob me here. This NASDAQ is ridiculously strong. I wouldn't, once again, I wouldn't be surprised if it's down 2% today. It's could be a head fake, but it's not letting me get out of that. Brutal. All right, so let's try 50, and no cigar on that. Look at that spread. All right, so we're gonna jump up to 60 here, and that's gonna cost me $40. 41, we're gonna say we need $41, and we go to this put side here. We're gonna try to finance that $41. This is a 40-point wide spread. So if we wanted to do this in concert, we would have to move it by 40 points. So once again, I'm gonna go up 40 points from here. So that would be there, and then 40 points up from there would be the 50, right? So let's see how much we're getting there. That's not going to be enough. That is pennies, right? Good night. That is not a lot at all. So we see here, we buy this here, sell that, and let's go. Let's see what happens if we keep it 40 points wide and go to the 20. So that would be here, and so that's only going to be $31. So this is one of those times in lesson 4 that I talk about, that if you can add another position to be able to finance it, or you can go finance it somewhere else. In this case, I like this trade. I'm going to see if I add to this, would I be able to get that monies for very little buying power? And so you see there, I can get this for very little buying power. So what I'm going to do is finance it by going like that and see if I can get filled. And I'm sure they're going to rob me big time. I need $41, and I'm going to get robbed. All right, so let's try a little less. No way I'm going to get filled on this good. Well, but I'm going to work it down by 5 points here. All right, so perfect. So as you can see, I just got filled. If we go over to this history, if you go over to history here and we put in the NQ for today, and you'll see that I got that for a credit, all that move I did. So that's $41, minus the fees, which is 41 minus the 522 minus the 10 and commissions. So we fixed that with and we see the net little just under $26, 25.78. So that was a good little adjustment just to fix the deltas a little bit. Let's look at this RTY that I was talking about earlier, and this right here is 31 days to go as well. Obviously, the call side is being tested. That's the 35 delta already. Told you I haven't been able to look at this that much, and that's the 7 delta. So I know I'm going to be able to finance some type of move. And this is a 10-point wide move, spread. So if I go like this and make this 10 here and this 10 here, I can move this down. I can move it from a 34 to the 29 delta, and I'm going to send that. It's going to be about $34 if I can get filled. No way they're going to fill me right away, even though this RTY is down today. So let's jump up to 60 and see if we can get filled. And there we go. Well, it's already at 60, so I had to type it in for some particular reason. All right, so we're gonna go there. Now it's gonna be $39 that we need, and they still haven't filled me. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna try 65 and see if that'll work. And that's gonna, we're gonna need $41, and that worked. So now I'm gonna move up this, I'm gonna move this up. I'm not gonna be able to, that's a 15-point wide spread. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get what I need at the 15. So that would be 75 if I buy here, and then another 15 up would be 90. So that's not gonna give it to me. I can't do that in concert. So the only way I would be able to do that is buy this back, sell this, and see if I can do it in 2 trades and see what happens if I go up higher. So let's just say I went to the 20 delta here, 15 points wide, and hit review. That's going to give me $76. So I only needed, I believe, 41. So I can move this down a little bit by highlighting this and moving this a little like that. And then now you see that I'm getting 56 there. So I'm going to be around the 18 delta when I do this. And I'm just going to double check one more time what how much I paid for that. I believe it was 65 cents. So come on, typing. All right, so let's hit that. So it's about $46. All right, perfect. So I'm going to, now what I'm going to do really quickly, because unfortunately, this once again, this is not the TastyWorks issue, it's the exchange issue, but TastyWorks has to build some software to bypass this exchange issue, and it has not. So this is going to be $47 if we can get filled, which you know we're not going to get filled. So this is the bummer why. This is the bummer why you when you can't do it in concert on the options on futures. All right, so we got filled at 1. We're going to go up, and we're going to be a little more aggressive. It was about a 15% 15 wide spread. So we're going to go to the 70 here, and we're going to see if we can get filled at 123, and we're going to send that, and that is working. So if we go over the history really quickly here, and we type in the RTY that we were looking at right here, so far we're going to need out of that is 82.50 plus 522 plus 5. So we need $92, right? We need $92. We're getting 123 out of this. So let's bring that down. Let's lower this a little bit. So I'm going to take it to 55, and I'm going to send it. We're getting 120. If we can get filled, I doubt it, because now the RTY is up. We got filled, so great. All right, so now we just received more than what we need. About let me just double check here really quickly so you can see this. All right, we're gonna put this RTY in one more time, 7 days. All right, we're gonna have to refresh this because it's not showing correctly. Why is that not showing correctly? All right. Yesterday. All right, what got filled in right now? It wasn't the RTY. something else got filled right this second here. I think it was that IWM we had baking, right? So yeah, it was that IWM we had baking, I'm assuming. Uh, nope, that's still working. I don't know what it
No,
got
it
filled.
does show the RTY. It's 9:06. I'm sorry, do you see the time there?
Yeah, I see the time here, but I'm talking about the other one that we um, the other one that we put in. So for some reason that didn't get filled. I'm talking about the something got filled right now. I can't tell what got filled. Give me a second here. Uh, oh, what got filled was the euro. Okay, that got filled at 907. So that's the euro that we were turning out looking at. So let's go back here and let's put this in. Let's try the RTY. It just went positive. The joy. All right, so we need $92. We're getting 113. All right, so we got filled there. All right, so the euro got filled. So now we're looking at did we have a euro hedge on? And it looks like we did not have a euro hedge, so we're not going to take that off. And so just for quick purposes, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to show a couple of trade ideas. I was looking at this Apple trade this morning. Apple is up more than I looked at this morning. But let's see, I was looking at doing a skewed iron condor, kind of being short, getting short deltas with this. On the call side, selling the 355, which is a 14 delta, and buying the 360, and so it's only a 5 point wide. And then on the put side, selling the 250 and buying the 245. So that's an 8 delta. So we're selling at the call side the 14 delta, the put side the 8 delta. So it's skewed, it's giving you short delta, as this indicates right here. This works for options on stock on the TastyWorks platform. I was looking at 79. You can actually get this right now for 81, which is a pretty good trade. And then let's look at, I'm going to determine which one I'm going to do here. We got Facebook. I'm doing the same similar type of trade, a skewed iron condor, 59 days to go. On the call side, selling I think this is what these stocks are the things that are driving up the NASDAQ 100. It's not acting like an index anymore. It's acting like a ridiculous stock. So we got I'm selling the 240 on this one, which is the 16 delta, buying it was the 15 delta when I was looking at it, buying the 250. And on the put side, so this is a 10-point wide, 16, 15 delta there. And then on the put side, selling this 165, which is a 6 delta, buying the 160. So it's really skewed not only by delta, but out of the whiffs of the spread. And what I was looking at this morning was 130, 122. You can get it for 132 right now. So this is over 12% on your buying power. Obviously, your max loss is under 1,000. All right, so we're going to figure out which trade I want to do. Let me know if you're interested in doing a trade like this. I'm looking at the NASDAQ here with 3159 days to go here. And this one I was thinking about doing a broken wing butterfly. It's probably not on the put side here, expecting to go down, but not too much. This was probably not going to be it's probably not going to look as well as it did earlier today when I was looking at this, but I was buying the 8160, so way down here, buying the 8160, selling the 8130 and doing 2 of those at the 8130, and then buying the 8050. So, and what I was looking at this morning was at least 6. It's trading for 550. So you would still get at least $100 after fees and commissions, I believe, or very close. I would put this in just in case we get a reversal today. Obviously the NASDAQ is super strong, so it doesn't look like it, but I would put this in at least at 6 if you're interested in doing this trade. It's going to give you some long deltas, but very, 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 very flat. And then, as you know, we're going to talk about the broken wing butterfly. If it goes and stays in this area, you can make as much as 720 if it lands here. Obviously, you can make more than the 6 that you're getting here, which is a little over It's about $125 there. Let me just show you. You're not going to be able to do this as one trade on the TastyWorks platform. It's going to say this is not supported, so you're going to have to do it as 2 trades. But you can see you're getting 120 before fees and commissions. All right, if you're on the Thinkorswim platform, you can do this as 1 trade. All right, so my last trade idea today is oil. Oil has been going up like no one's business since that time it went negative. And let me just show you this chart. So this is when it went negative. They're not showing it on this. This is a different futures contract, but obviously it was pretty low. And then then it just seems like it's been almost every day since then that it's been going up. So we jump back over here and we look at this oil. I'm looking at 58 days to go. And I was looking at selling the 143, excuse me, not the 143, the 43.5, which is the 13 delta, and the 44.5. So, and I was looking at it for this $6 here. And I like this buying power issue, looking at doing 2. So the buying power is going to increase a little bit to 541. And if you look at that after fees and commissions, is way over 12%. And I like this trade. And so if you had a choice, which trade out of the 4 I've showed, which one do you like out of the ones I've mentioned? Anyone like any of these trades as I mentioned? The Apple, the Facebook, the NASDAQ, broken wing butterfly, or the CL position?
I like the broken wing butterfly.
You like the broken wing butterfly? Okay. Is that Tim?
Yep.
Okay. All right. He likes the broken wing butterfly. Let me see. I like this CL position, but let me look at this broken wing butterfly one more time here and see what is doing the buying power. I forgot already. So the 160, the 181, buying that one, and the 8160 buying, selling the 8130. 2 of those, you're selling 2 of those, and then buying the 8050. So, all right, so this is doing very little to the buying power. Did I do that right? Doesn't look, man, that doesn't look right. It was at 6 earlier. Now the mid is 3. That's brutal. So you're not getting that 120 anymore.
I think you need to clear some because I'm at 575. I just went to 550.
All right, so let's see what I did.
Oh, you're not. No. Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I know what I did wrong. This is why you had to check your strikes and all that kind of stuff. I'm in 31 days. I need to be at 59 days. Yeah, so it's going to give you better buying. It's going to give you obviously more capital and probably better buying power on this. So let's look at it here. We're going to the 8160. We're buying the 8160, selling the 8130, and we're selling 2 of those, and then we're buying the 8050, and there you go. So I like this trade. Actually, I really like this trade, but unfortunately, you have to put it in as 2 trades.
2 separate trades.
2 separate trades on the TastyWorks platform. I like it, but I don't like it if I have to put it in as 2, unfortunately, because as you notice, we've already getting robbed today based on position trading. I mean, the spreads and so forth. So I feel like I would get robbed more if I had to do it twice right now.
Not a problem. Let's
yeah,
go to another one then.
Yeah. So this seems to be very tricky, right, for people. This makes me nervous. So I wouldn't do this trade if you're nervous about oil continuing to go up. But I like this trade. I think it was the 43.5 and the 44. And so what I'm going to do is go to 7. And since this is a smaller account, I'm going to keep it small and not do, if I did 2, let me see. If I did 2, it just looks a lot sexier with 2. I'm going to take it to 7. And if I get filled, that will be a good price. I'm getting 122 over 558. That would be almost 22% return on that buying power. It's 21.8. So let's send that. And if I get filled, then great. And if I get filled, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hedge it, and I'm going to hedge it using that USO, and I'm going to hedge it by going to the 59 days here, and then I will buy a call spread around something like this. And right now that's trading for $20. So after fees and commissions is going to be about $22, $23, and that will be less than 30% of what I received, as you noticed, if I can get filled. So there we go. All right, so any questions about what I have demonstrated here to this point? I know this has been a little longer. Yes.
Real quick, this is Kwanzaa. I was
Okay.
curious to know, do you remember what your delta was? I couldn't see it on my screen. Before you did all the adjustments, was it in a negative, I'm assuming?
Before I did all of the adjustments, these were negative. Yes,
Your
these deltas.
overall?
Yeah,
Okay.
because um, obviously that yesterday's move was so powerful that,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't get to really watch this yesterday. So you noticed that some of those deltas, at one delta was a 45, one was a 40, one was a 35, and so forth. So they all were high in that red area. So what I did now is just adjust it a little bit, and still, as you can see, this is still going to be a short account, but it's a little better now. So if we go to this R2Y here, it's up, even though it moved up. Once again, I wouldn't be surprised if NASDAQ is down 2% today, but this 31 days, I'm going to try to keep it for another 15, 16 days, but now it's a 30 delta. I'm comfortable with that based on how much we went up. I feel like we have to slow down on the upside, but that's just my assumption. Obviously, it could continue to go up. That's not that. I don't have anything on in there. So the NQ, that was a 40 delta, I believe, on the call side. Now we have a 30 delta. One of those was a 40 delta. Could have been the IWM. So that's a 30 delta. So that's barely in the just outside of the red area there. And then the IWM here that we did, this is the one that had the most delta to it, obviously. So we made it, I believe it was 40 something. We made it a 36. So we'll see how that plays out. If it forces me to roll out, I will, but I rolled. Actually, we haven't got filled on that yet. Thank you for bringing that up, Kwanzaa. All right, so let's see if we can get filled. We probably have to make this to 27. And this is basically going to give us pretty much what we needed, I think. So the IWM, the one that got filled was this 20 down here. And let's go to similar order. We did it at 20. So that was $24, $24.58. And this right here is, we hit review here, max for 27. So actually they're gonna make me, they're robbing me here. So I'm gonna get it more aggressive and try to get the capital that we need on this. So I'm gonna cancel this and go back to cancel orders. And then I'm gonna do a similar order. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move this up to the 25 delta. I'm gonna get a little more aggressive and keep it 20, we need 3 points wide. So 21, 18. All right, so we're gonna send it to 18. I know they're not gonna fill me at this, but I'm gonna try it anyway and send it. And this will change the deltas quite a bit, but we're gonna try 31. This is brutal. No cigar. And we're gonna try one more time. This should get me at this 30. All right, so perfect. So now we're good. All right, so I'm looking at all of this. Only thing that's working is the CL. I'm gonna let it come to me. I just wanted to point out yesterday when we were doing the Monday morning briefing and I put on that day trade that I told you guys I was going to let it come to me. I actually got filled on that yesterday. The market went all the way down for a second, and that trade that I put in at 115 was trading at about 120. Later on one of the one-on-ones that I was doing, it actually got filled. And so this was what happened yesterday. Got filled, and let's see, got filled around, let's see what time it is here. Got filled around around 10:20 a.m. Central Standard Time, got out of it around 11:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. So you can see that once again, that small day trade was a profitable trade. It never got tested. It was able to just get out of that once I put the trade on. So there we go. All right, so any other questions this morning? All right, so if we don't have any more questions, I want to point out that tonight we have the event webinar. That's going to be at 7:30. It's going to be on the basics. So I encourage you to be on there if you want to get just a refresher on the basics. It's going to be very detailed. Tomorrow, Wednesday night, we're going to have the teaching webinar, and then on Friday morning, we're going to do the trading floor again. So I encourage you to come with some trade ideas, come with any problems you have, share your screen when you are showing a trade idea or a problem, and obviously share your camera and so forth, because that's the trading floor at that time, trying to get to know each other better, trying to learn from each other. And so we're going to do some aggressive day trading on there just to learn the process, kind of do some of the things I was doing here of adjusting and things and so forth, but in real time. Not that this wasn't real time, but you're not going to be able to see what happens after this until later. With that said, try to have a great rest of your day. I will check in with everyone a little later, and thanks for joining again.